All right, Tripp, we're going to look at some saves here from the game you had just last week. A few real good ones here. And the first one we're going to start with is this backdoor one-timer save you had. And this is a good example of you trying to move across with the goal of trying to be set for a shot, with a pass that's from pretty far away going across, and then a shot that's not exactly in tight. So there's a chance for you to maybe move on your feet and get set for this shot. And now if that shot just comes while you're still moving or while you're trying to get set, then you're just going to have to just make a save while you're moving, and you're just going to have to deal with that. You can't really control the play. All you can do is just respond accordingly. If you notice when we slow it down there, when you make the save, you're still in between the posts. So it's just because you end up outside the posts after the save isn't a big deal. The big deal would be if you slide initially on this play, you're probably sliding past the posts before the shot's taken. Then you're in trouble. And this one ends up being a really tough play. It starts off with a shot towards the net here from the point, and it ends up going off one of your own players and then lands right in front on a player's stick on the other team. And you make a great cutback save when he goes to move across, and then you end up in a battle right here in front. And that was great to see in the fact of that, even though you ended up on your side and your butt, you ended up keeping your eyes on the puck the whole time. And that's going to happen. You kind of just got to ask yourself, did you put yourself in a tough position, or did the play put you in a tough position? And with the way this thing bounced around, I think it was a little, just ended up being a tougher play that you kind of had to just deal with. Now, one thing you could say here is that when that puck goes to the middle, to that yellow guy in front, the puck's in his feet and his blade's never really in a position to shoot the puck at the net. And so if you can make that read instead of sliding to your glove side initially and then having to play catch up when he goes back across, you can kind of do a bit more of a shuffle and use your edge to move across to where you could kind of get set in case he shoots 5-hole, or you can move back across when he ends up going to your blocker side. This is an example of you kind of making that read on the pass out from the corner. The player catches it on his backhand almost right here in front, and then he tries to move it to his forehand, and then when he moves his blade to the right of him and tries to shoot it, that's when you actually snap down. But you don't actually slide across on the initial pass. You move out on your feet, and then you get set for the possible shot. And here you got a big-time breakaway save. Player comes in. You're in a great spot for the shot. If we slow it down here, you can see you don't really get much of a step out to challenge the shooter. What you did do good, though, was you had a small step and you're extra patient. Let him come to you. But when they're in the neutral zone like that, if you can step out and challenge a bit more, one, you get to play a little more aggressive and take away the net, but it gives you a little cushion on the timing. So if you kind of go back with some speed, maybe too much speed, then there's less chance of you ending up in the blue paint. If you take a small step out, you go back too fast, then there's a chance of you maybe being a little too deep for the shot. Now this one's a bit of a long-range lob shot that ends up popping out your glove. And there's a little bit of wrist snap that we worked on before of trying to make sure that when your glove starts somewhere, it doesn't just snap down into like a sweeping motion, and then all of a sudden pucks end up tracking off your palm and bouncing out. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because you're still going to see some shots from these areas where the puck ends up kind of dipping down on these long-range shots. So the puck ends up going up and then dips down by the time it comes to you. So tracking's going to be a little bit tough right there. Now, with that being said, as you can see from your head shake there, is, don't beat yourself up too much on the play. Like it's one thing to be aware of maybe you made a mistake and you got to correct something, but, don't let it affect you in the moment right there. Play's still happening. And here's a good example of it. Now the puck ends up out in front. Big time save right here. Great tracking and a battle save off the knob. So you stepped out to a good spot. You're set. Player rifles it. You get just enough of it to make a save. And then you finish the game off here with a shot on net, an easy stick save to the corner, top of your crease, nice and square. Put it to a safe spot. Your team gets it, gets control of the puck. So some really great stuff right there, Tripp. I hope this helps you with kind of understanding some things you're doing well and maybe some things to work on and stuff. But you just keep working hard and you get better. And if you do that, you're going to keep playing well. So like I said, hope this helps. We'll talk to you soon.